$15 an hour immediately.
You get paid $15 an hour.
What's this?
It's called weed.
Oh. Well,
So you go throw it into the house.
I didn't know it was weed, so I turned my hand up. Leave me alone.
You didn't even wait for a response, though. You were like, I'm gonna throw it away.
You know what?
It's like,
shut up.
It's like, oh, what's this? Okay, fuck it.
That's
It's really right there. You can see it.
Does it glow to you? Because I can't see it.
Weed is green. The floor is brown.
Then pick it up.
You see me doing something?
Oh, goddamn.
You see me doing something?
Yep. Being a jackass.
Or I'll smoke it either way. Don't matter. Oh shit. I was telling Jason, I was like talking to my mom a couple days ago, and she was telling me she needed to think of a way to get some extra income or something. I was like, sitting there, I was thinking, you know, it would be interesting to have you, Harvey, and probably some of y'all friends get together and just talk. Kind of how we doing, like, because it's a different perspective, you know what I mean? When you give it a different perspective, people tend to gravitate towards that just a little bit. And they views might be something to utilize, you know what I mean?
It's like sunscreen.
Huh?
Nothing. Well,
Yeah.
pay attention. I was trying to give it to you.
You could have said, hey.
You are so in deep what you're doing.
That too.
Anyway, go on.
But I was just like, man, that would be a dope ass thing to do too, is to have them like just sit around and talking and do like this. You know what I mean? That would be dope.
Well, we hadn't done this in a long ass time.
Yeah.
It don't take much.
No, it don't.
No. Not with his stuff anyway. I do it all the time. Oh, look at me. You don't smoke?
No, she don't.
Okay.
No, but I blame myself for the habit she does do.
Ew, gross. You still do that
I don't
shit.
know why you just didn't say that.
Right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting offended by this shit.
Oh, I know.
They should be like, dude be smoking weed and he be dipping. Okay, that's about it. They not gonna have nothing else to say.
I forgot to turn it down.
What?
My phone, I forgot to turn it down.
Alright, got it.
Hey, I like that little sound there.
You and everybody that hears it, that knows it.
Well, that's because it's a Mario song. The gaming world has been interesting over the past week. People have been losing their minds over Game Pass, man.
Which one?
Game
If
Pass.
you're not
A lot of games are coming out to Game Pass.
So everybody who's not an Xbox fan is losing their fucking mind.
I see. Makes sense.
But I've been trying to tell everybody Sony's imprint on the digital market doesn't exist, therefore it looks very strange. They invented the current market that we're transitioning from.
Sony
Right, but they're not
Sony
utilizing
created
it.
No, Sony created the disc-based market. They're the ones who did all that. All the way up to the 4K Blu-rays, that's Sony. Their imprint on the gaming market is that alone. Nintendo and Sega had, cartridges. So cartridge-based market was what we had. In the 90s, it switched over to CD format, which is why Nintendo sold so miserably. And then once they went to GameCube, it really became all about the disc. Everything turned to disc space. You had the Xbox, straight disc from day one. GameCube, miniature disc, but still a disc. Which went on with the Wii and the Wii U. All of those had CDs. That market for gaming was created by Sony and Sony alone. Because the only place you were going to get a disc was PC, but PC gaming back then was not really what it is now. And with Microsoft going crazy with the digital market, even though they didn't invent it.
That's because they're utilizing it.
Well, the digital market's always been a computer thing.
Yes.
Microsoft backup is computers, which is why Xbox can fail miserably, and it doesn't do anything.
Right.
Something a lot of people don't understand too is Microsoft. They don't make their money from Xbox. They never.
No, that's
have.
pocket change.
No, they never have. They actually were. They didn't even turn a profit with the first Xbox. When the 360 came out, Xbox hadn't made a profit off the console. And I don't think they made much of one off of the 360 either. And then the Xbox One, well, I mean, come on. I think fell to the 3DS. But one thing they do know about is computer shit and downloading and how convenient it is. Sony was the first one there, but they didn't do shit with it, you know?
Right, failed to utilize and take advantage.
Well, no, when you're building a market, your success is not overnight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Sony wants something that's like right then.
A lot
right
of game
then.
developers want something that's right then.
That's also why I argue with developers too, because I'm like, your game isn't worth $70 fucking.
And then of course this live service bullshit. Nowadays.
That's the reason their games are not worth $70.
No,
A
and
live
then they
service
complain
game?
then they complain that it's not doing well, and then they just abandon the project.
Exactly. So your game was never worth
Anthem
it.
went out the window.
Nobody had faith in Anthem. Let's get that.
I know that, but it was such a good concept.
Oh, these beautiful concepts in every game. No Man's Sky was a great concept that didn't even happen for the first year.
Yep.
Right.
Now we're getting to the point where No Man's Sky, from when they told us about it, is where it is now.
Sure.
It's been out for so long. Fallout 76, another game that everybody was so excited for, and then it launched and it was in a worse state than the last fucking Fallout.
Yeah, the Fallout 4.
You know, and it didn't even enhance or fix any of the bugs from Fallout 4.
No, they keep expecting. They got the mindset that they're just gonna have modders fix it, but Fallout 76, you can't really mod it. I think now you can, but I'm not really sure about that. So
You might be able to now, but
or at least on private servers. But I think you have to have that subscription for no reason.
oh yeah, that's dude. They launched that subscription and it was broken.
Yep.
They launched that subscription and the shit was broken.
For about 1 second, I'm
I
like,
usually ignore
this
it.
is not 100 cards. Where are all the other cards? It's still in the fucking box.
Like that's just what it is.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
One hit, you're good.
I hit 2.
I was gonna say he's probably hit it like 4 times out of the 2 times he's held it.
I'll keep this just for you
Oh, that's
since you love this
3%.
card so much.
Oh, yeah, the second time? I thought I only had it once.
No, it's literally gone in a circle. So I mean,
I thought it was going zigzags.
no.
Could be. You don't know.
I mean, the paper could have been, but they don't really make raps like that. I mean, they might.
No,
I don't know, but I've only ever seen raw cones. I've never seen.
I don't think you're allowed to play with my cards while you're smoking here.
I'm not playing.
I was gonna say, I don't see him having a versus partner on the other side of the table.
Especially not with the layout of this. Baby,
Have you
am I-
been to
am I
the new
winning?
card store?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is it good?
The
I mean-
prices are a little higher than standard.
And,
I would expect that from a smaller in the whole shop though.
well, I mean,
But there's also a lot more knowledgeable. Like,
they
they'll talk to you.
what they do have interesting is they have a big space for playing cards.
And gaming stuff, like all kinds of stuff. Complete gaming.
Well, my friend who
Yeah, I-
works at the GameStop off Main Street,
Yeah.
he's been there, but I haven't been able to ask him about
And
it.
then
So.
they also do sports stuff too.
Yeah, I know they do that. I know that.
So I mean, it's all right. I mean, they seem to have between the two, from what I've noticed, is that unless of course they say they were also still setting up. So I'll give them a bit and see how the layout of the store goes.
Right.
But as of right now, they have more booster boxes of stuff and
One thing that
booster
stuck out-
packs, but they seem to have less singles.
See,
They
the
also
thing
have
that
the
stuck
other
out for me when I saw them was the fact they had Pokemon stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
the news was everybody was kind of getting rid of the Pokemon stuff because people were going ape shit and
They
Target.
were going to
and
shit,
Walmart.
and then a lot of the reason, same reason for Yu-Gi-Oh cards too. A lot of the people that play tend to be extremely toxic, and they don't want that.
I thought it was because the card value started going up for no damn reason again.
That's why the kids are getting into it, but the stores are stopped selling
Right,
it for the
adults are
drama.
still.
I was gonna say that sounds like something the adults.
That's
would
an
pay
adult's
attention to.
fault, not
I'm
their
not
fault.
saying it's not the kids'
I
fault.
mean, hell, there's
I
a reason
mean-
why McDonald's stopped selling it because adults would be going in. Yeah, I
Oh
want
my
like
God,
40 Happy Meals.
Yeah, they had to tell her like we don't have that shit here no more.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
I was like,
I was into that little.
I was like,
rush.
I
Yeah,
don't
fuck,
give a damn
second
about
one.
no Pokemon, but if you got a Zelda or a Mario in there, I'll take either one of them. I don't give a fuck
They
about
have the
no Pokemon.
Mario stuff up there.
Well, I'm
They
just
have
saying.
more
No, I'm
options.
talking about when it came to McDonald's.
Oh.
Really
You
quick
got
on
a
that.
few adults who at least did it right. They're like, yeah, hey, can I get a couple Happy Meals?
Yeah, let me get like 2 or 3,
I
which
got
is
one
how
all the
many
time.
kids normal people have is
Yeah.
between 1 to 3. When you start getting above that number, you're kind of like you going.
Now
have to
you're a
come inside.
douchebag.
I'm gonna have to see all these kids come inside. Like that's what you got to do, and it's
Yeah.
a shame because you know it's
They-
those people that ruin it for everybody. You know,
You gotta. I don't know why they didn't know that they should be automatically have been controlling that shit. Besides,
So then I
Oh.
how dumb are you if you think, yeah, I want like 60 Happy Meals? You
Right.
gotta think, there's no way. I don't even give a fuck if it's for a party.
If
There's no way
you're-
they're buying 60 fucking Happy Meals.
if you're buying 60 Happy Meals and you didn't see at least 2 buses pull in the parking lot,
Yeah,
that should be a dead giveaway.
that should just be. I'm like, no, dude, I can sell you 2 or 3 tops.
Yeah.
You
No,
might as
you
well-
gonna have
you might
to
as well
come
get the
in,
you
you
might
want
as well get the
multiple.
fuck out.
If you start getting closer to the number 10, you got to come inside because there's no fucking way you got 30 kids in that little ass car I just seen you pull around with, bitch.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You would not have made it to McDonald's.
No, you would not, and
If
you would
you
have.
got-
You would have ordered something else, anyways. If you honestly had that much fucking shit, anyways,
Exactly.
it'd be a pizza party or something
I'm
stupid
telling
like
you.
that. At that point,
That's exactly what it is.
fucking, we're going to Little Caesars now. At this
I
point.
want
Yes.
I do want to get all the new Zelda stuff, but I know that it's no reason for me to fight anybody over it.
No.
Because all I'm gonna do with the shits is open it up, just put it right next to all my other Zelda shits,
Do I have?
and or change out my damn Joy-Cons. That's it. I don't even, on the Switch, I don't even use the Joy-Cons. I barely play it in portable mode. But hey, my reason is because it costs $300 and I
I
can't
haven't
just go
played
buy
the
a new
Switch
one.
since I got my Xbox.
It is one of those things you got to figure out a reason to turn on, but once you figure the reason to turn it on,
I mean,
you
I
kind
still
of
have
turn it on for
to.
a
I
while.
still have to go and beat Pokemon.
Which one?
The Sword and Shield. I haven't got any of the new ones yet.
Oh, that is a new one to me.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other ones are not yet.
I have.
Yeah.
It's got. I haven't beat the last DLC yet. I've started it, but that's as far as I got.
See, I keep trying to play Pokemon. I got like 8 out of the 10 that are on the 3DS.
Oh, I have a Mandela effect. Oh my god. Do you guys, Pikachu's tail, what color is it?
Oh, people don't even
No.
pay attention to the fact there's like 3 versions of one Pikachu.
No, just listen.
And I don't mean the
Just-
upgrade.
okay, just
I'm
go,
talking
continue.
the normal one.
Seriously, I want you to answer a question, not dissect it.
I'm not
What?
dissecting it. That's a fact of Pokemon.
Okay, but
There's
What
you
color?
haven't
Okay,
noticed?
the answer she is only looking for.
is
is
what the
what
fucking
color?
tip is Pikachu's color. Just answer the question.
You don't want if it's the little bubble one.
The bubble
or
one is
straight
a
one.
the bubble one's a
Because
female.
there's-
The straight one's it's a heart shape.
That's
Okay,
what I'm
not
saying.
outside.
There's multiple versions of
It's
the
either-
little one.
But they're all
It's-
their tails are the same color.
It's either at yellow or black. I can't remember.
I was
That's
gonna
my
say
point.
brown.
You're not gonna find one with a dark tip. They're all gonna be yellow. I looked back and looked at a lot of research. I can't find a single Pikachu, other than fan fiction, that had a gray black tail. I mean, a black brown tail. It's called the Mandela effect.
I don't know. I don't pay it
I
that
have
close attention.
no
Well, that's
idea.
fine, but I was trying to get you to be all, ooh, but no, you had to go off and dissect it. We got 4 different ones.
How is that dissecting anything when that's
Because you're trying
legitimately
to
a
take
thing?
something.
Do you know there's 2 different types of Pikachu? Do you
One
not know
female,
that
one male.
there's 2 different types of tails? Do you not know that each one of these, when they evolve into their respective counterparts,
Right, what the hell
look
we doing?
identical? There's very, very little difference between them, and we're already not into Pokemon like that. So how in the hell would we even come close to
Well,
knowing?
for one, I said the color, not the shape.
The only color everybody identifies Pokemon with when it comes to
I
Pikachu
no
is
longer
yellow.
care about this conversation. Let's remember. Let's move on to a different topic
Anyways.
at this point.
Fine, moving on.
Thank you. I love you.
If you want a Mandela effect that everybody knows, no,
You are
Looney
still
Tunes.
going on
This is
about
different.
No, it's a
No,
different
Mandela
one.
has nothing to
I
do with
doubt
Pokemon.
that.
No, Looney Tunes.
Oh
What
my
about it?
God.
There's
No,
2
stop.
different ways to spell it.
I
Oh,
think-
yeah, no, you told me about that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
That's
murder
one
you.
everybody
Call it a
knows.
day. Just be
that's
done with it.
legitimately the only one that everybody I know should know, considering we're old enough to recognize it. Just like we're old enough to recognize that Xanax made these reboots terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I would much rather watch Lion-O from the 80s than Lion-O after 2000. Because Lion-O after 2000 turned into a little crybaby bitch
Lionel?
from
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Thundercats got rebooted.
I never seen the
Transformers
reboot, so-
got rebooted.
You are
Every
aware
one
that
of
I've
these.
never
The-
actually watched
The only
any
Transformer I
Thundercats,
watched was
right?
Netflix's. The 3 series that they have out right now. That's
Oh,
actually
you
good.
never saw the 80s?
No, I really saw the 80s. I meant the remakes.
Okay, see, I didn't watch. I watched it just for the art design.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if it could get any better.
But
Which
I haven't
it
seen any of the
didn't.
other remakes, so.
I don't really think the art got better. It's like DC with the New 52. I don't think the New 52 art is all that good. I prefer the older style and the animated series styles.
Right.
In there.
But no, Xanax ruined like every.
I never even
cartoon.
thought about that. That's
Yeah.
funny as hell to me. Because it
Xanax.
makes sense.
I mean, that was the drug of choice when all these got rebooted. It was straight up, everybody was on pills, even though.
That's why I don't mess with that shit. They give me pain pills at the doctor, guess what? I'm in pain.
Well, when they compare pain pills to heroin, I know to stay away.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
I'm not trying to take heroin. I don't think anybody's trying to take heroin, to be honest with you. That
Oh,
doesn't
hell
sound
no.
like something you just kind of one day go, you know what I feel like doing today? Heroin, man. There are so many great stories of people on heroin. Nobody's ever said these things. But yeah, you hear, yo, the last time I was wasted, man, you should have seen it. I don't even know how I'm alive, man. I jumped head first off the cliff. Luckily, there was water at the bottom of that bitch. Like, that's how the story goes. You know what I'm saying? That's how the story goes. And it's people been drinking. Or you get people who are high, like, right now, and their story be some shit like, when we were smoking and hanging out in Kennesaw, Jason, for some reason, felt the need to walk his nuts right into the washing machine. I mean, he did it on purpose accident. That's the kind of, that's what I'm saying.
On purpose accident?
Yeah. It's just what it
And
is.
I kept losing
a
my damn
purposeful
foot, and
accident?
then I'm like,
Oh, see, he knew he couldn't walk, but that wasn't finna stop him. That was not finna stop him. That's why I say it was on purpose accident. He was trying to get somewhere, but he couldn't walk. But that wasn't finna stop him for shit. He knew he could stand up. It's like when you watch a person who's completely wasted. They stand up, and you're like, which way you gonna fall? Because you finna fall. Especially when they get that lean, like Michael Jackson. There we go.
I have never been that drunk. I've
I
never.
have. Hell, I got so high one time, I couldn't make it out of the chair. That's a fact. Couldn't make it out the chair. What am I gonna do? I don't know. Fuck. Where did y'all go get food at, man?
Olive Hall. They have the best Ultimate Paw special on the planet.
That's all the way up there by Kroger, ain't it?
That's Las Palomas.
Well, where the hell is that then?
Ultimate Paw's over there by
Closer by
Arby's.
Ingles and Zaxby's.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I knew there was one over there. I just
It's
didn't
quite
know the
literally
name.
nestled in a row of trees. I love it though. It's good. But then again, I love Mexican food.
I think it's all depending on the people. Like, you got to catch the right cooks on the right day for me.
That's for all restaurants though.
Baby, I'm
It
taking
really
your
is.
deck into aristocrat territory
I thought we already
instead.
talked about that.
No, you decided you want to go with Monarch, but I said, fuck that. I think you'd actually have more fun with aristocrats.
Okay.
Create a bunch of tokens, attack with that if you feel like
That
it.
sounds like some shit of you
otherwise,
can pretend to be rich with these cards.
sacrifice
right?
shit for
Okay.
Now she gonna get to playing and shit, talking big shit like, bam, bitch, that card right there just did you fucking wrong, bitch. Give me my money.
Magic the Gathering is a good game, but it's strategic. Or it can be. I know.
I don't
Okay.
pay no attention to it. I quit paying attention to card games once they stopped with the basic rules and started throwing shit in there that didn't make sense.
Yeah,
You
you
should
did a lot of that. Magic, they pretty much stay the same.
Oh, every card game starts off really cool and then they start throwing rules out there that make no sense to turn people away. Dragon
You
Ball
say
Z
so.
card game
Oh, I
started
know about
off really
Dragon Ball
okay.
Z.
And then they started doing all this weird shit with that. Then Yu-Gi-Oh! Did the same thing, started off real
You're
easy.
still going strong.
That shit, but they did throw a whole lot of
But
shit
so
in.
far, not a single one's been able to topple the OG. Bam!
Look, I'll be honest. The only reason I even got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Was because I like the art style.
That is what almost drew me into playing
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
literally
with the art style.
That's it. I can give a fuck less about the story. I just enjoyed the art of the show. I enjoyed the art behind the dumbest shit you can imagine. I enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Art. I enjoy Dragon Ball Z art. I enjoy fucking Gundam Wing art. I enjoy... It's fucking weird.
It's not
Yeah.
really that weird.
Well, no, it's like everybody who loves these things is like super fanatic about it. But then when you get somebody who enjoys the show, but they enjoy it on a weird level that you don't really talk about, like nobody's really talking about the artistic direction
Yeah.
of Dragon Ball Z. That's not like a super hot topic. You know what I mean?
Well, I definitely prefer the artwork from Dragon Ball Z than I do from this new stuff. The ones that look like all bubbly and everything.
I don't like super.
Like, I don't like how big their eyes are.
Is
I'm
it?
like,
It's
no.
Dragon Ball Super, right? That's the name.
Either super. Yeah, I think Dragon Ball.
I don't
Super,
like
yeah.
the upbeatness of it and all, and I really don't like the fact that the creator of it came out and admitted he fucked Gohan over. I thought that was really stupid. I was like, dude, just don't say nothing about it and fix the error without anyone paying any attention. No, we're gonna openly admit this in an interview one day. Fuck. And he did it multiple times. The greatest movies they've produced have Gohan in it for barely any time. The History of Trunks, he's in it for a small amount of time. And his
Right.
character's really good in it too, because he's a grown-up. So you get to witness Gohan as a grown-up if he never quit training because Goku died. But no, they said Goku's not going to die and we're going to make him a little bookworm who quits his training.
Wait, what the fuck?
Why? He was dope as fuck in the Trunks movie. I liked him in the Trunks movie. And then they redid it in Dragon Ball Super and they did the same shit. His character in Dragon Ball Super as an adult before Trunks comes back again is dope as hell. And then he's no longer around. What the fuck? Why? Why y'all keep doing this to Gohan?
What did you ever do?
What? I want to know what he did to the writers. I'm just confused.
I mean,
It was a very simple premise. That's why I say they don't talk about the art direction. The story was very simple in the beginning. It was literally story of Goku. Story of Gohan. Well, halfway through the story of Gohan, they said, fuck that. Which is exactly what it was supposed to be the original, which is why Dragon Ball Z at the beginning is literally the introduction to Gohan. And it's about Gohan from season 1 all the way up to the Cell games.
It was pretty much about Gohan. Technically, it was supposed to take Goku's place.
Yeah.
But Goku just became too popular. I still would have liked at least a side story where they kept it that way.
I wish they would. His character as a grown-up is so badass.
Yeah, and then he just becomes a pussy.
Yeah.
And I also like Videl in her younger days, too. She also becomes a pussy. Not that you...
I don't know what they did to Pan yet, and I'm afraid to even look, because Pan was my favorite Saiyan.
Yeah.
I love Gohan because he's the son of Goku, but I love Pan because Pan is the daughter of Gohan. You know, so I'm like, oh, it's another one. This is gonna be good. But I'm afraid to see what they do to her. Because I know Gohan and Videl stayed together and they kept Pan, but I'm afraid they've done something to fuck her character up completely. Because she was so badass in GT. Which they also decided to destroy. And I still can't believe you haven't seen Death Note.
That was never an interest for me.
I don't see how not. It's weird that you find that show not interesting, but yet you find other magical type shit interesting.
Yeah, but they're all distinct.
I don't know.
That
It's
would
just
be
weird.
interesting play for you.
Well, like, when I was younger and it first came out, didn't interest me. I haven't really paid much attention to it since. Like, I didn't even know it was still a thing until the movie.
I
Oh no, the movie did her
Baby.
horrible.
I know what I'm turning her deck into.
You just said, Artisan.
No, not artisan. What? No, militaristic aristocrat.
Aristocrat, that's what you said.
I was gonna say, are you not going with the rich shit no more? 'Cause
Well, in Magic, aristocrat's terms is that basically you're sacrificing creatures for shenanigans to happen.
shenanigans.
You sacrifice your own creatures, yeah, like you'll be dealing damage to everybody, you'll be getting live, you'll force opponents to sacrifice creatures, just different things like that. Or if certain cards will either double that, and you'll just be where they'll now have to sacrifice 2 creatures, and you gain twice as many life, and they lose twice as many death. So.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I can see him going.
He's lost.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not working.
It's like,
I'm sorry that
It's
my
like-
intellect level's up here, and you're kind of down here somewhere.
So
Maybe.
mean.
No, see, that's 100% true. Okay, when it comes to knowing about cards and magic and shit, he's
And
up here.
interaction.
Me, I'm way down here because I just never gave a shit about it. You know,
Yeah.
like that's not insulting on any level because the only way it could be is, man, you play this shit all the time. That would be where it's insulting, is if I was actively playing it. Okay, but the fact that I don't play it, the fact that I've never played it, doesn't mean the same thing.
See, but here's the thing. I play it, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about the rules or anything. I just go by automaticness.
Which is why you need to learn your deck.
I know my deck. I just can't
No,
memorize
you
it.
don't. I'll tell you what each of my decks
Seriously, I
do.
work with a bunch of guys who play Magic, and they try to talk to me about their cards, and I listen, and I understand. But when it comes to explaining my cards, I can't get the information
When
out.
I'm
of
done
worth
with the
nothing.
deck, review it and try, and you're gonna have to remember it. There's no, I can't.
I was just fixing to say, I don't know how in hell you're not able to do that, because even though I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that shit years ago, when I did play it, the one thing I knew constantly was what in the hell I had in my hand. You know? If it was in the cards I was using, I knew about it.
Well, I mean, she needs to at least. I'm not asking her to know what all cards do, but she needs to know her
No,
deck.
just the ones you're using.
Just her deck. She needs to learn
Just the ones
and
you're using.
understand that deck.
Yeah, the ones you're using, that's... When you
That's all.
consider how many you have, consider how many you have,
There's 100.
now consider how many you're going to use.
Probably a total of
But
28.
even then, I don't think you need to still remember 100. You need to at least know some highlights and how it functions.
Like, that's exactly what I used to do with you.
If somebody asks me what every card I have in one of my decks, I'm not going to know, but I know what each of the decks do in certain highlights.
I know that.
Okay, what does your deck do?
Not fair.
Before I'm doing anything, what does your deck do?
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. What about your Gavi deck? Do you know what
Alright.
that
My
does?
Gavi is a cycling deck.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
dude.
what
I'm
exactly?
completely lost.
Can you explain it to me?
I had to go back in time just so I could keep up. I'm having to translate it back to when I was in high school because I haven't played cards or any kind of thing like that since then. But when I used to play it, like I was saying, I used to know what I had in the deck.
Yeah, he taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I had close to 500 cards in Yu-Gi-Oh at the time, which, I mean, this was back when it first came out, you know, and I had close to 500 cards. I had notebooks full of cards.
I had a lot
And-
too. Recently, I just took those to Bangers, and I got a fair amount for them.
And I couldn't tell you shit about all the cards I had, but whatever 50 I had in the deck that I would
Next time
play,
we're buying singles.
I could always tell you everything about those. Like, if I had a deck that was strictly for dragons, I could tell you what dragons and how to use it in every scenario, which way to use to win. But I couldn't tell you anything about cards that were not involved in my decks. If it was in the deck and it was able to be used a certain, I could tell you that. But anything else, no. I just have them because they came in the packs. You know what I mean? You get a pack of like, what is it, 9?
Right.
I could tell you, oh, I got this one out of a $3 pack because it's in my deck. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not finna remember every single card. Just what I have and I use. You know, that's
Right.
like, it's like with me in video games, same exact way. I'll tell you the ones I play all the time, but I can't tell you half of the shit that I have. I
Right.
got, what, almost 250 on Xbox? Can't tell you all 250 games on Xbox I have.
That's a lot of games.
Loser.
I couldn't tell you
You
all.
hush. We got more than that all first.
I can't tell you all the games I got, both physically or digitally.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell you. All my shit's digital, and I still can't tell you what I have.
I like that in a way because if you're going back through your stuff, you're like, oh, hey, I forgot I had that.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like
that's
it's
what I'm
like its
saying.
own little mystery.
Yeah, but see, that's the same way relating into playing cards. Is I know the ones I play constantly and which ones I've already beaten or if I'm playing it again. But I couldn't tell you everything on my Switch, my Xbox, or anything. I probably have 100 plus games on my PlayStation account. I couldn't tell you what they are. I could tell you 3 or 4 because I have them on Xbox too. I will say Xbox has surprised me. Oh, and the only reason is because they've used numbers for 2 generations, and both of those generations were not the numbers people thought they were going to use. For Xbox 360, everyone thought it was just going to be called Xbox 2. They're like, it's fixed to be the Xbox 2, man. It's fixed to, second Xbox. Comes out 360.
Yep.
Which, okay, but I totally got it. It was just
Then they
a
started
little
calling
bit
it
more powerful.
Xbox Zero, and then alright, we're gonna get a new one, and what is it gonna be? Xbox Zero.
Exactly. I just like the 360 because it made perfect sense, the name and everything. The 360 was legitimately an Xbox original with a little bit more power, and the modifications you probably put on your original Xbox, you were now just able to do.
Right.
Like, you could open the disc tray from the controller without having to press it if you modded it. Didn't happen on the original one, but was implemented on the 360.
Right.
You know, they just were like, oh, look what people can do with our device that have modded it. But what if we just kind of throw that into the next console? Which, I wish they would have thrown that damn HD DVD player in the console versus outside of it.
Right.
Their games probably could have been a hell of a lot better looking.
Indeed.
No, that's a fact. They really, 360 games were not visually impressive as much as people want to claim they were. I mean, they were still printed on the same discs that the original Xbox games were printed on. Basic DVDs,
Right.
you know. Vanessa, did you ever decide on like getting involved on the Fortnite much, or just?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
Did he tell you? I don't know. Do you play Fortnite?
Well,
Hush.
I've got it on my one, but until when I get my internet back this weekend,
I'm sorry,
we'll be able to
I'm no longer in
be able to
puberty
jump up
anymore.
on it.
I'm not going through changes.
Well, I can't.
I'm not
I suck at
14.
Shut up. Anyways,
Fucking hate
the first time I played that game, my sister told me nothing about it. She just said, "Here, play this with me." I died within 5 minutes because I didn't know you couldn't come back like you do in some of the other ones.
Right.
And so I didn't pick it up again. And he's like talking about it, and I downloaded it because I was saying, it's been about 3 years since that happened. So, and then I came in second last night.
Okay.
Granted, the other girl couldn't shoot worth a shit. How she made it that far
I was
is
gonna
beyond
say,
me, but because I suck. I will
Both of
happily
them
admit
hit the broadside.
when it comes to shooters, I suck. I love playing them, but I suck.
Both of them. I was sitting there watching. I'm like, how the fuck you made it to second place is beyond me, because I mean, literally was people shooting at her and she had a little bit of health. Then she'd be in the middle of nothing trying to heal her character. And I'm like, I've never seen somebody decide not to run to a tree to try to hide and then try to heal, but just stand in the middle of nothing. Like, is anyone fixing to come around me as I try to heal? Like,
He's not wrong.
and I'm just like,
Seriously, I can play any Resident Evil game you put in any game where there's scary. I can put any of that in my face and I can do it really well. But do you put me in a freaking shooter? No, I'm gonna hit everything I can about the person I'm trying to hit. So I do suck. I'm not lying. I suck at it.
Get good.
and that's perfectly fine. I mean,
But I have fun
picked
with
it up,
it, and that's what
and-
matters. Is I have
Exactly.
fun with it.
see, I don't care about all the Fortnite drama bullshit. The only reason I play it is because it's fun, and
That
that's
must be a
it.
fun place for you.
Well, damn, that was the whole ring there. After the, damn it, I forgot to turn my phone down. There's a whole damn thing going off there, man. I'm telling you.
Shush you.
Hey, I'm not the one that said it. Okay?
I'm not saying nothing to the fact that I said. I'll tell you to hush.
Exactly. That's what that
Okay.
is. I don't want to admit that I had said that.
Yeah, this reminds me of the time. I was at Publix I was talking to him, and you remember this? This woman drops her keys. The second she does it, I hear, "Damn."
It wasn't on purpose. I didn't know what was going on. I just happened to say it. It just happened to be that moment where it needed to be said. Somebody needed to hear it, and that's all that mattered. Did anything else matter? No. I have a bunch of moments like that with people that I don't know. They'll do something, and I'll say something, and it'll somehow correlate. And they're like, "How did you know?" No, I just was about to say something stupid. You did something stupid I was going to say. I didn't know that was talent.
6.
Oh, damn.
Hey. Did you hear they were talking big shit on Redfall? They were saying Bethesda's been working on that game for like 4 years.
So?
Exactly. Who the fuck cares how long they've been working
How
on
long
it?
was 76 in development?
Exactly. I won't. Hey, if it's got to be in development for a 10-year cycle, and then it gets to come out and the game works good, I guarantee you, it's not going to be because it's a Bethesda game. It's going to be because Phil Spencer and Microsoft probably said we are not doing that bullshit no more. You know. I guarantee the first Bethesda game to come out, that's Bethesda from Microsoft. If it's the same thing, the entire community is gonna fucking let Uncle Phil know he wasted $7 billion.
What do you mean?
They bought Bethesda.
No, I know that.
If the first Bethesda game to come out since that deal is like Bethesda before the deal, the entire world is going to let them know that he just wasted $7 billion.
Yeah.
Because that was the largest transaction in gaming history.
I'm aware of this.
And
It's
Bethesda
crazy.
is known for their games being fucked.
Yeah.
Yes. I know.
Regardless of how good of a game it actually is, the one thing they're known for better than their storytelling is fucking it up. And if now that they've been bought by Microsoft, if they release their next game and it turns out to be just as bad, then why did Microsoft feel the need to save a company that wasn't going to be able to, you know, do better?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for
Well,
$7
maybe
billion,
Xbox made a lot of changes that need to be made.
that's what I'm saying. We were hoping for. That's what we hoping for, man. But they've been talking about Redfall being in development for 4 years. I'm like, I really hope they got a hold of that game and decided we want this game to be good.
And not completely fucked.
Exactly. Because I like what I saw of it, man. The trailer for it and everything,
Right.
it looked like a really fun game. And being this is vampires and not zombies or aliens,
Yep, something
and
different.
and they actually look like they're gonna have like vampire powers. I'm like, okay, this might be entertaining. You know what I mean? Aliens can only go so far because Call of Duty and aliens themselves kind of make shit versions. You know, Dead Space was the last really good aliens game.
I suppose they're making another one's about to be coming out.
Yeah, but Dead Space 3 was terrible.
I'm really hoping they're going back to how 1 and 2 were.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
God, I hope they go back to
Because
1
they
and 2.
released the third one and then they had the god awful one on the Wii.
Yeah.
And I was like, they lost their touch. So, you know, if you want to play a good alien game, you got to go to the 360. You know,
Right.
or the PS3. But
Other than that, yeah.
and I'm still mad at Sony. I know it's stupid, but the fact they are trapping games on their console is terrible. You can't play Metal Gear Solid 4 without a PS3 or a PSN subscription.
Oh,
That's terrible. I've been wanting to play Metal Gear Solid 4 for the longest time, man.
I remember when I first played it. That was awesome.
I'm like, this game could re-release today. And it would be, if it got like a full remake like Twin Snakes did on GameCube,
Yeah.
if they did that with 4, that game alone could possibly bring some good grace to Konami. Because right now it's stranded on a console that I don't know how much longer the life's gonna be in that thing. You know, like,
Right.
what is it? In 2 months they're closing the PSP down completely. I want to say, like,
Oh yeah, one of their many little projects they.
the handhelds that they build, yeah.
Yeah.
But they when they announced back at the beginning of the year they were going to be closing 3 stores, it pissed off enough of their community to where they had to retract that, and now they're just closing 1 instead of 3. So it was originally the PSP, the PS3, and the PS Vita. Makes perfect sense to me, is that's their worst generation of all time. You know, where the Wii U did terrible. The Wii U did terrible. Where with Sony, the PS3 generation wasn't just the PS3. Even though the PS3 was second place in total,
Right.
the PS3 was second place. The PSP was a failure, and Sony themselves killed it. And then they launched the PS Vita, and it died in the PS3 generation. They tried to revive it in the PS4 generation. It did not succeed. So in one generation, that's 3 failures. You know what I'm saying? And even though the PS3 came in second place, out of all the consoles to be released, the PS3 is the only console to never see 100 million. So why would that not be considered a failure? You know what I'm saying? So it makes
Right.
sense. You close in all those stores.
Give a pen. Does everybody see a pen anywhere? You're all useless.
I wasn't planning on writing nothing, so you know, I didn't.
All
do
of
it.
you are useless.
I'm
done
really
with
wasn't.
you. I'm
planning
done
on
with you.
writing.
No, I'm done.
Hey,
That's
upstairs,
exactly-
Baby Yoda has a
Nope,
bunch of
nope.
friends.
Still done with you too.
I'll live with you. You'll be fine.
I hear nothing.
That is.
But yet you're still talking.
absolutely right.
Nothing.
Sure.
Oh shit.
They keep pushing on Twitter a fucking new PlayStation handheld device. And every time I see that, I'm like, why do y'all want this? I have conversations with avid PS Vita fans. I'm like, seriously, why do you want this? Are you not happy enough with the abuse they gave you with the PS Vita? You want more of that? You want more of you going and wasting probably $300 on a device Sony has no plans or intentions of actually promoting and or supporting? I mean, you can give me the $300. I'm not gonna waste it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
and I remember, you remember when they actually debuted that system? How mad you got at me for that shit? That shit was so funny, man. She was so mad because I was like, I guarantee you it's gonna flop. But it looked so good. Never said it didn't look good. I just knew it was gonna flop.
That was back before I started seeing the things he was talking about.
And yeah, sure enough, I mean, people kept asking, "Sonny, we gotta do handhelds. We gotta do handhelds." And
They
like,
got in the market, and believe it or not, I stand by this statement too, is the PSP and the PS Vita were far superior to their competition.
I like my PSP.
You know, they're great consoles. They were just
I know.
at the wrong company.
Yep.
And
And the Vita when I got to play that, that was nice.
I've had two of them, and I've gotten rid of both of them because I'm like, there's so much more this device could do, but Sony themselves are making sure everything that it can do no longer is functional. They had a great social app on the Vita called Near Me.
yeah,
It would let you see every PSN account within 25 miles radius of you.
damn.
It wouldn't tell you where they were, it would just let you see all the PlayStation people. Great app. They quit supporting it. You know what I'm saying? Why? Why would you do that? You literally had the better version of Street Pass on Nintendo. You had the better version of having friends because your friends were not necessarily limited. Whereas with Nintendo, you could only have like 100 friends at one time on your 3DS. But I had over 100 plus friends on the PS Vita. Had a, same on the PS4. Because it's tied to an account that's not the system. So you could have all these people conversating back and forth. Got rid of it for some reason. PlayStation Home, which was on the PS3, I still enjoyed that until they stopped. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, this could be great if they would keep it going. It's got to catch on. It's not going to be overnight. You only have X amount of people playing. So out of X amount of people playing, you got to cut some of those people out because some of those people just don't give a fuck. They bought the console, not the company. Which is what a lot of PlayStation people are, is they buy the console, not the company. Meaning, like, you have a PlayStation 4.
Really?
You have, what, you have PS Plus?
Mm-hmm.
But that's it?
We have Xbox.
No, I mean for PlayStation.
Yeah.
When you buy PlayStation,
No,
you
I have
buy,
a game thing too.
you have PS Now? Okay, well, majority of the actual PlayStation fan base does not.
I'm gonna go.
Because
a bunch of that stuff I've got.
It's really about the games, but they don't understand that. When you're talking about PlayStation, a lot of the conversation is more about the actual games. But people get irritated because they can't figure out when you're talking about a game, you're talking about a game, not a console. So if I say Spider-Man Isn't that Spider-Man 2016 or is it 2018?
2018.
Okay. So if I say Spider-Man 2018 on the PS4 was a shit game, then they take it as I'm saying the console is shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't say the console was shit. I said the game was. So when you talk about it with people like that, first thing they hearing is you saying, oh, you're saying everything they do is shit. No, I'm saying this was shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's also why people are getting so irritated with Game Pass right now. But you don't have to do anything to convey Game Pass is a far superior subscription service, And what's even better is Sony gave them an idea on accident. No, they really did. Now if you have Game Pass,
Yeah.
you will get certain deals on certain movies. So they have it to now you get the game, and if you want to go buy a movie, if you have Game Pass, depending on the movie, you might be able to get it at a deeper discount. Which Sony kind of, I don't know if they were going to implement a movie deal like that, but they had this mock-up on Twitter saying Video Pass. And everybody was like, that seems like it's a legal thing. And I was like, the funny part is now, we get discounts on movies. So they literally, if it's not real, they literally just took an idea from PlayStation, but PlayStation's been taking ideas from Xbox when it comes to Game Pass and PS Now for over a year and a half. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the idea that what is it? The idea that PS Now went to downloading games just so they could see an increasement in the subscription base, And the fact they're not focused on that streaming.
I stream most everything nowadays.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When I play games, I play what I have because I got them for obvious reasons. But
with the current
everything else I
state,
stream.
to be honest with you, with the current state of gaming with these consoles, I don't see another generation of physical consoles being needed.
I prefer the physical.
Well, there's a lot of people that do, but at the same time, you have a whole lot of lies right there.
Oh, what?
These are lies. These are just boxes.
Okay.
If that thing gets a C-bomb, those won't work.
No shit, Sherlock.
So then you don't actually have the game. That's a whole bunch of lies.
Okay, but even if...
So you've already been buying digitally, they've just been giving you bullshit. But the reason I'm saying that is because everyone's like, oh, I'd love to have the physical version of it, right? That's perfectly fine. But you haven't had a physical version of a game since probably the beginning of the PS3. You've had a key code. Which, I'm like,
Okay, then I buy a glorified, nice disc and a box with beautiful art on it.
Which is nothing wrong with it.
If you look, none of those cases are a random case.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. I just think it's funny that that's always the argument for digital is, yeah, but I like to have this to hold. Like, no, that's perfectly fine. But you literally have the exact same thing you get when you buy a disc to plug into a computer. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they don't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you, oh, the reason you're having to download when you get home, when you plug the disc in, is because it's not on the disc. You're literally buying a disc with a code on it, and then that code is recognized by the console, and then it downloads the game. Which is why when you download an Xbox or a PlayStation game, the file sizes are very similar. The only time they're not is on Nintendo, where they're more compressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no reason for the game to be 60 gigs on a hard drive if the game is on a disc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you have the actual game, like with PlayStation 2, you plug it in, turn it on, that bitch right there. You know what I'm saying? There's no installation. And that's the whole reason why I say these games are not worth $70. Because a lot of the content
I
isn't
get what
there.
you're saying. It makes sense.
A lot of the content is just not there. And the reason it's not there is because control. They were talking about, you know, they went to Blu-ray because Blu-ray held more information on the disc. That's perfectly fine, but a lot of what's on that disc is not even the game. You know, it's like this will help you get the game because the game we didn't finish and we got to let you down. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't like Destiny. I hated that game for the longest time. Literally was fucking the demo and then 2 expansions. I was like, this is bullshit.
Right.
Sir, you have a GPW. I just felt like that needed to be said. Jason's at what the hell was that? I was starting to move around, she gets like that. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. It's gotta be a heads up moment there, man. Heads up.
Nah, this is a shirt from a indie group that don't run no more.
Okay.
Called
I don't know, I
Georgia-
just felt like saying
Yeah.
it. It was funny.
Georgia Premier Wrestling.
I was gonna say something about the letters, but damn, I really don't. I was gonna say something like ground pound pussy or something like that, but I realized that wasn't even remotely close because there's only one P, and it's unfortunate. But all right, I have nothing. That's why I say I had something and then it just left. It was funny and then never mind.
Hell yeah.
Are you enjoying your ice?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's when you just sit back and relax, man.
Hell yeah. Just chilling.
That's all, hey, man. That's all we do, man. You know.
Smack me again and see what I do to you.
Now, see, that was a little bit funny.
What?
You smack your hands, do it again. I have to do something to you. What you want to do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You didn't do nothing first time. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. Tell him to do it again. He did it twice. I'll tell him to do it one more time. See what happens. Same thing happened again. I don't know why, but I just want to be like crunch, 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 crunch. While she's over there crunching away.
I have no shame. It's ice. It makes noise.
You might not have no shame, but I bet you will.
Why?
I mean, if you want to talk about yelling out, you swallow a class, that's on you.
That's not fair. I was tricked into that damn answer.
That was
That
not
was
even
hilarious.
a trick. That was a straight up question that you answered. That how you gonna blame everybody else for the fact you were the one that answered the question?
The point is, I was answering it for a different reason.
There was no difference.
I was young and super naive. And super innocent.
That's a total lie.
No, it's not.
That is a total lie.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Yeah.
Well, you are looking at the reflection of the TV, so.
Well, damn. That would
What?
sour fast.
Look, when y'all asked me that ridiculous question, I
This
still
is
thought
nothing
nobody.
ridiculous about it. It was just asking about what